called Nega Sarah.
My name is Misaga Ivan.
Acheke Priscilla.
Namode Andre.
Hey, John.
We're discussing about dilemmas today. A dilemma in layman language is a situation where an individual has to choose between two conflicting realities.
And to add on what she has said, an ethical dilemma is where an employer or an employee has to choose between two situations that are in conflict but are both morally correct. And these situations may either be professionally or personally, whereby it may be personally ethical or I would say correct, but when it contradicts with the professional side of it. Yeah, and there are very many kinds of dilemmas. Ivan will start with his.
I will open with the first dilemma, which is called non-diligence. This dilemma is concerned with having most important documentations like requirements, documents, contracts, proposals not being thoroughly reviewed.
And then the other example of a dilemma is not my business. Not my business is why. Not my problem, rather.
Yeah.
Not my problem is a situation where individuals tend to work on specifically what they are given, and they don't go out of their way to improve a problem or a product that they are currently working on.
So how is it a dilemma?
It's a dilemma in a way that it affects the product or services provided by the software engineer, because we limit ourselves depending on our job specifications. Yeah.
Then we have a dilemma called mea culpa, where developers deliver a product without finishing the major functionality, I would say. Yeah, because of the time, the limited time, or maybe because they're scared of exceeding the time they've agreed with their bosses generally.
Then we have rush job. It is similar with mea culpa, but a bit different in that rush job, the developer is under pressure to develop, but so he would hurry to do his work, maybe without documentation and all that, and then his software will be of poor quality. So it's different from mea culpa, because mea culpa, the software will have little functionality. Okay, the key functionality is missing, but here it can have all key functionalities but of poor quality. Yeah.
Then we have sweep it under the rug. This dilemma occurs in a way that there are unforeseen issues which may rise to the potential damage of a project or a company. So the developers tend to ignore these minor issues and they continue to release the products, giving it to the consumers or the users, taking it that the users will have the product will have a very less impact on the users. So they continue with other projects while having released a product in market which has some small errors or issues. And then sweep it under the rug is quite different from not my problem, in a way that sweep it under the rug, developers tend to ignore those small issues, while not my problem, developers actually fail to address the process problems.
So do they tell the people that are developing for the problems that are in the product?
No, they don't. Actually, they tend that these problems are so minor that they won't have an impact on the users.
Okay, do they even tell them that there is that minor problem, or just keep quiet?
They predict, they assume that by the time they realize it, yes.
But for them, they know.
For them, they know, yeah.
We also have the red light dilemma. This one occurs when the developers themselves predict a schedule that they will be done by this time, yet it's untrue. They're really lying. They don't know when they're going to finish the project, but they keep on telling their customers will be done by this time. So it's really a dilemma. Then it also has an aspect of not my problem, whereby the project managers themselves tell the customers the developers, it's not their problem. Like, it's the developers, not them.
Okay. Another dilemma we have is firmware versus frictionware.
Frictionware versus vaporware.
Whatever it is. So like in frictionware, we have, you agree about the features, like we're going to produce a software, but you agree about the features, but then what you produce is, the features are not existing, what you have agreed about. Then in vaporware, the product doesn't exist at all. Yeah, that is what I think.
There is also cancel vacation. This usually comes up when let's say people respond with a lot of work, so they remove their weekends, they cancel their vacations. Yeah, this in turn, okay, it's a dilemma in a way that like people are demoralized when they're forced to work extra hours. Yeah.
And the other dilemma is called Mission Impossible. This occurs when developers are tasked with schedules that are impossible to meet, but then they just take them on with the hope of delivering, yet it's actually impossible to deliver.
Why do you think they do that?
I think people do that, the developers do that just because they don't want to lose their reputation with their clients. In most cases, they want to maintain the people they're trying to develop for their software. So you just take on any challenge even when they think they can't deliver. So we can also talk about the solutions to some of these dilemmas, and I will open with the non-diligence. Since it's a dilemma concerned with not reviewing the documents, so it's just recommended that you just review all the documents that are involved in the development process.
Then I'm thinking it's just as software engineers, we should be responsible for our actions. Yeah, like whatever, like we should know that this is what we're doing, and so it affects, whatever we do affects those around us. So we should just have this mind of being responsible.
Okay, for the case of frictionware versus vaporware, what I would say is like we have to be honest and trustworthy.
Then for me, culpa, I think it's just striving for the highest quality all the time. Yeah.
So all in all, we as
Wait.
I have a point for cancel vacation. We can help people manage their time better through scheduling, where like people have certain goals they're supposed to have met, especially in the development process. We are using a given time frame. Then for the other point I said, which was not my problem. Not my problem can be fixed using by rewarding people for like extra initiative taken on a project. Yeah.
And I also think like for rush job, when you see that your quality is going to be compromised, you rather tell your client that if you want me to work very well, then you just give me the time. Yeah.
So all in all, we as software engineers, we have to follow the codes of ethics, because I'm sure all the points we've listed, the strategies are all under the being honest, being trustworthy. They are all under the codes of ethics. So following the codes of ethics, we won't be having problems with the dilemmas that we have been discussing.
Being professional.
Yeah.
Thank you.